Yeah, once I had that mackerel, I said, hey, the hot dogs are good, but I propose something else at this point, because we've been eating a lot of hot dogs.
Yeah, they ate enough hot dogs to really
Keep the
hold
hot
them in
business
the hot dog
intact.
department for probably about a year. I don't know.
Well, I want to have a little input here, and that is on the hot dog front. Hell yeah, I'll take a hot dog. I'm not too good for a hot dog.
Luna. Luna's very reliable in certain ways.
Luna.
Oh, I didn't know the camera was on.
Well,
Is she on the camera is the question. Camera's lady, thank you. I'd rather not be in certain
You didn't tell me, everybody. You didn't tell me I was on the... You didn't tell me I was on the camera.
Yeah, like you didn't know.
yeah.
Here we are at La Porch Master Library, and my papa's got a wonderful idea.
Well, we've been brainstorming.
Oh, yeah.
Me and
My
were
baby
sitting
and I
here
have been
going,
brainstorming.
Man, this blows. What are we gonna do?
Well, they probably don't even know when it is, why it blows.
I guess we should tell them every now and then. We tell them the date.
Yeah, I try to tell them every time, but I forget. Like most of the time now,
Yeah.
lately.
So today's what the fuck? It's November. Oh god, I thought it was January for a second. Because I tell you what, it felt like damn January. Last night I got cold.
My baby had to put a hat on.
I did. I had to put
And a hood, and he never does that. I sleep with the hat on every
hats with
night.
the ears, you know.
Yeah, like.
And then I put my hood on over that, and actually, damn if it doesn't help you keep a little warmer.
It keeps you a lot warmer. This is the hat he wore last night. With
the hood over it.
With a hood too.
It's like dogs in the hood.
Yeah.
Yo yo. Dogs in the hood.
Nice.
That's the whole rap.
Cool, cool. Well, we should do that again here in a second, but it's Saturday, November 12th, 11:13 p.m. 2016. 2016?
Yeah.
The other day I wrote 2014, and I was like, is it 2014 or is it 2016?
I thought it was 2017 for a minute.
Oh.
Just because of something somebody wrote about something happening in 2017.
Oh,
it sounded like it should be happening. Well, no, something else.
Oh.
I got confused basically,
okay.
but for a second I did think it was 2017.
It's weird because the other day I thought I was a decade older than I am, which is absurd because I'm probably several decades younger than I am. But you can't be zero, but...
Well, you keep getting younger, so
good.
Even if you are 10 years older than you are now, you're actually going to be like
about 10 years
exponentially younger, really.
Yeah.
Exponentially.
Oh, even younger than 10 years old.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, how young does a person really want to get? It's like...
I don't know. I don't want to go back to the place where I'm like, I don't mind any of them, really.
I'm
mean,
sure they're all
wetting your
fine.
pants and having dieties and stuff and bottles would make it difficult for me to teach, you know. So I probably need to be old enough to be able to teach college, but I don't mind reverting every once in a while.
You'd be able to teach people how you like to be held.
Yeah.
Exactly what temperature you like the bottle.
Yeah.
And, you know.
And like, please change it, like when I want my diety changed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'd be very good at communicating these things.
Yeah.
And so actually it could work. It could work. I mean, it could be quite a pampered life. Pampered,
well, yeah. But like, it'd be a new way of teaching, a brand new way of teaching. I mean, babies have been teaching it from the beginning of time, but like usually it's babies teaching that. Not always, but it's often babies.
It's like the girls
teach
teach us. They're sort of like big babies that teach us how to behave.
What the fuck?
They are.
What the fuck, Papa? You're making it sound like we're big babies.
Well, you are big babies.
I don't mind being a baby. I don't mind being a baby. If somebody called me a baby, I'd be very honored by that. I'd be complimented. Like, you know, so when people say, oh, you're just a big baby. Why do people get offended by that? Why does somebody get offended? Because
why is that an insult?
They got called a baby. That's neat. It's neat to be a baby.
Okay. Okay. Well, I support you in your approval of babyhood.
I get offended by it. That's condescending, and I don't like it. Well, it's a compliment.
I think Luna needs it to be cuddled.
No, Papa, whatever you do, don't cuddle me. Don't cuddle me, please don't.
Said the Brer Luna. Obviously.
Well, we need to tell them what your idea was, but it does remind me of one quick thing I want to mention. And it's not really quick, and it's not really an aside, but I'm worried that people are going to watch our clips and get offended and hurt, and like personally offended, and like stop being my friend and stuff. And my only answer to that is, you guys, really, you're really gonna like willfully not understand our spirit and our heart, our hearts and our spirits, and our heart and our spirit.
We aim to be
You're gonna if we talk about the issue of race, you're really gonna get all offended by it, or the issue of other political issues. Please don't get offended by it. That's silly.
And if we're joking about stuff, it's because we aim to keep it light, you know?
We don't want to get all heavy. Because we get heavy every once in a while, though. We do. We get heavy. But we want to keep it light, too. Because if we don't have a little, what my baby calls levity, or lightness,
yeah, you know,
we're going to all sink in the damn Titanic.
Look, we know everybody's life is hard. We certainly know our lives are hard. They really are. And we've got to laugh. We've got to laugh about sometimes the stuff that if you don't laugh at it, it's just too damn painful. So
you can't. You got to be able to like step back every once in a while and laugh about really serious shit, like bad shit. You got to be able to step back and go, "Wow,
because
that's hilarious."
Life itself is funny. It is. It's kind of funny.
Like Trump.
It's
I'm hearing all these people getting very upset, very outraged that Trump is the president, which I get. I get all that outrage. I understand. But my tack, which isn't usually my response to shit, is to just laugh at this shit and go, wow, the class clown is at the head of the class. And really, when the class clown, like when the teacher leaves and the class clown is up there at the head of the class being the class clown, everybody feels like a victory, don't they?
They kind of do.
They do, deep down. They may be freaked, like, man, I can't wait for the teacher to get back, because all hell is going to break loose. But it's that spirit of adventure, that spirit of excitement about what could happen.
Well, there's a lot of that.
Of course.
There's a lot of excitement about,
like, the next, like, nuclear holocaust could happen, but
tendency, I'm seeing this now, people have a tendency, if something is kind of they go to people migrate toward it's not going to be good.
Bad,
it's not going to be good.
Because it does look so bad.
But you know what? Maybe if people actually stop and like force themselves to at least really stop and look at the good, or the potential good, because it's all potential. It's all potential we're talking about.
What happens when the trickster comes out? The trickster is there to heal, and Trump is the trickster.
Totally.
I don't even know if he knows he's the trickster, but he is. He's going to bring out all of our poison so we can face it and deal with it.
He's like the Joker in the deck, you know.
And people keep saying he's a racist, and he keeps saying he's not. This is very intriguing to me, because that's what I'm worried people are going to say to us, that we're racist. And I'm going to say, well, if you're white out there, or if you're a human being even, you're probably affected by race, meaning you're either racist because you have power behind the way you believe, or you have like biases, you know, and everybody has that, so that's true. But so I'm like I'm not trying to equalize that though, because people who in positions of power, who have social power, can wield their power against those that they discriminate against, and that's true. That's true. So I get that. It's complex.
It is complex.
And I'm aware of the complexity, but I think in the end we just have to be able to talk about it, be honest, acknowledge our biases.
I like this. Yeah.
And laugh about it in the end. What if a bunch of people are different? Well, with a lot of differences, were in the same room and they all talked about this stuff. They cried. It is. It's terrible. Some shit that's happened in this fucking country. It's totally unbearable. And it's so unbearable that sometimes, what if they laughed a little bit? What if they told jokes in the middle? And everybody felt safer with each other instead of like, oh, the class clown's gonna get up and start picking on me. Well, the class clown needs to not be doing that. And everybody needs to rise up against the class clown if he does that.
You know who I think of? When I think, I don't know, somebody who's kind of a good role model when it comes to, you know what we need. And if Trump wants to be the class clown, he could take a tip from probably Ellen DeGeneres. Do you remember her at the Oscars? She walked through the audience. I think she hosted it maybe once, maybe twice. I don't know. She walked through the audience and she greeted the people. Some famous, some perhaps less famous. Most of them probably pretty famous. And
they were there.
And she joked. She joked about them. She joked with them.
And did she make fun of herself too?
Of course,
There you have it. Trump needs to be able to make fun of himself a little bit.
Yeah.
But he does just by getting up there in front of people.
I'm just saying, you can be the class clown, but have everybody leave happy. Not just
people,
most of the people.
Not just the people in power.
All of the people.
Not just the people like you who look like you. Everybody got to be laughing at the end of that deal.
And okay, so you know what? What makes the difference there is just the person's spirit.
Their spirit.
If you're mean-spirited,
that's what we're trying to tell you. We're not
you're going to be a
mean-spirited.
bad class
We can
clown.
talk shit about people and stuff like that, but we're good-spirited. We're not mean-spirited.
So, okay, so here's what everybody needs to do. This is what I think.
Yeah.
Is let's vocally, verbally, in whatever way we can,
artistically,
creatively. Let's say to Donald Trump, and we all need to be saying this. We all need to be saying this. Let's be good-spirited. Let's have a good spirit. Because I'll say about Trump, there's some reason to be concerned that maybe he's got
a mean spirit,
a mean streak.
I think he's got a mean streak, but I think he's a sincere little kid.
Right. So what we need to do is cultivate Trump's good spirit, because he's a person in a position to really help the enormous, world powerful
good thing.
Good changes. So we, as the people of the country that he actually really does sincerely want to defend.
I think he really cares about this country, as bizarre as he is. He's a nut, but
the American dream, even
he really believes in the American dream,
and
he's lived it. Has he not?
America can be a great country for everybody. So we need to cultivate the real positivity in the man's spirit, and maybe he'll shine that back at us. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. One thing I think about Trump, and then we got to get to this idea is that I think he's like a little kid who accidentally became president, a 5-year-old who accidentally became president. And now we need to bring out the best in him, and I think that's the tack everybody around him is taking. It's like, okay, somehow this little kid became president because he said the emperor has no clothes. And who doesn't love that? Everybody wants an emperor, not that has no clothes, but can say the emperor has no clothes. Like the little kid who said the emperor has no clothes is your next emperor, right?
Right.
Well, the best emperor.
Yeah.
Not all these people who are like, yeah, nice outfit, cool, whatever. No, it's the one who said the emperor has no clothes.
Totally.
He should become the next emperor. And he did that. That's what Trump did.
So in line with you saying we need to be able to talk about this stuff, you know?
Yeah,
we can't
we
just
really
be
do.
all...
Ooh, if I say something, I'm going to sound like a... Like, I think you and I could sound like we're racist, and anti-Semites, anti-this,
Right.
anti-that, just because we talked about it at all.
Right. And
At all.
We're not anti any of that stuff.
Nope.
We're actually seeking to understand it all better.
Yeah.
You know?
And that's why we talk about it openly.
Yeah.
Think of us as little kids trying to understand the issue of race. You're not going to smack somebody upside the head when they're 5.
Right,
if
we
they
just
say,
got trained
what does
to
it
do
mean
stuff
that,
like that, you
you're,
know?
well, I'm going to just say it. What does it mean that you're Muslim and that you're Jewish? What does that mean? Because I really don't know what it means myself.
Yeah, we got taught all the wrong
And then if we got
stuff.
smacked in the face for
Yeah.
asking a question like
You
that,
know?
we're never going to understand. We're never going to heal this shit. And we need to actually, like, go, oh, they're really idiots, so let's
Yeah.
help them, like Trump.
Yeah, and the one thing about Trump is...
Trump wants help.
We're hoping
That's
that
what he's asking for, dudes.
we can steer him away a little bit from too much nationalism. Like,
Yeah, we gotta stop
Americans
it with the
don't
nationalism
come before
so
human
much.
beings. Nobody comes before human beings. That's what everybody needs to
Human
sort of
beings
embrace.
come first,
is the,
you guys. But I understand nationalism.
That's the
I understand
singular commonality there. That's
wanting to
the
set up
bottom line,
barriers.
folks,
I don't
you
even
know?
like to get out of the car
Yeah.
and go talk to the people at the gas station. So I get it.
What I'm
Trump,
saying is,
but I'm not going to build a wall around the car that like I can't get over and nobody can get in.
God before country, basically. That, you know, that's one way of putting
Human beings come
Human
first.
beings.
Animals too.
You know, not nationalities. This
Mother
business
Earth,
of
comes first.
borders, it doesn't sound very humanitarian.
It's bad, but I understand it. I do understand it, because when you're out on the playground and somebody comes over and takes your equipment, like you're on the swing with your friend.
Right.
Somebody comes over and like, this has happened to me. Get off the swing. I'm getting on the swing. That's happened to me more than once. Okay, told you about how I met my best friend Wendy. Okay,
Yeah,
they came back with
yeah.
rocks and tried to and chased us off. Okay, this is nationalism playing out on the playground. But what did I do? I went over to her house and we became best friends. And that's really the way that we have to solve this shit. But that's not easy to do once you like grow up a little bit and you realize, oh wait, to go talk to the enemy is like to fraternize with the enemy and it's being a traitor and a betrayer. That's true. It is true.
See, that's weird. That's like.
But we're gonna have to do it anyway.
That's what happens when people grow up. But then I don't know. Then there comes a point when you have to start growing in a different direction.
Growing back down.
Or what I was gonna say is outgrowing. You have to keep growing. You have to keep growing.
But I think it's okay to grow back.
Well,
to being a
growing
little
back
kid.
down is probably the best thing you can do in a lot of ways.
That's what I think. But I could be wrong. It may be bad. To do that,
Recently, me and my baby are living in a car together.
This is what we wanted to talk about.
It's difficult to construct a life out of these parameters.
Hard.
It's difficult.
It's hard. Yeah. We're having a hard time with it. It's getting cold. It's coming on winter.
Living in a car. I lost my train of thought.
Oh, I'm sorry. You said it's difficult to construct a life out of this.
There's
Living in a
another.
car, and you were saying we were talking about growing backward, like at becoming a kid again, and.
Yeah, well, just, and I was talking about the fact that we've been taught all the wrong stuff all the way along, but, fuck. No, there was something else. It's not your fault.
Well, I did. I interrupted you. I'm sorry about that. But...
Well, it's stupid because it's right on the tip of my brain. Don't you hate that?
Yeah.
And it's because I'm, trying to find it that it's evading me. Does that make sense?
Sometimes you have to, stop looking for something to find it.
Right.
And it's kind of like, let's go back to where we were saying that we were little kids, that it's good to be little kids, that this nationalism is bad, and you said it's difficult to construct a life out of where we are.
Oh, it had
living
to do
in the
with
car.
something. I was writing. I remember that much now.
Okay. This letter that you want to write, or?
No, because that's
What it's leading to.
Yeah. So.
You've been writing a lot about politics.
Wait.
Deeper than that, spirituality.
Huh. Well, in any case, now I don't remember where I wanted to go.
About that thing we want to do to get people to house us.
Yeah, we do want to do that because it's getting cold and we need a place to alight.
I feel
for a
bad
while,
that
you know?
I interrupted you to like.
No, and it's.
No, I do feel bad. I'm sorry.
Okay, well then give me y'all actually. This is weird.
We'll turn on the camera
weird.
again if we have to.
This is like what you don't do in an entertainment show. It's like dead air. But
I think.
But we're not your
better
typical
than
entertainment
that.
show.
We're better than that, so we have dead air.
But it's not dead. It's crackling with life. Can you feel it?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna think about this for a second. Luna.
Stop, Luna. Quit being a butthead.
Hopefully the microphone is picking that up.
It's really weird that I live in a tree house with a bunch of little children. And it's very weird for them, too. What are you doing?
I'm going to put you on camera with it.
What? What's the problem? Sister, let him have some time in silence. Without disruption.
Okay, so we were talking about
Trump.
and it had something to do with living in a car, and that had something to do
Having
with
a belief in the
trying
future. And trying to construct a future while living in a car. And being little kids and having a spirit of levity.
Okay. I like that part. That part's important. So, what we're going to do